Hey guys, welcome to the cage collecting episode of Rayman. So let's get started. In the first level, the second stage here is where our first cage of the level is. Just follow along this path, grab our first cage, keep following along this path because the second cage is here too. Third one's at the end of the stage when you just punch a plum into the water, get the third cage. Fourth cage is in plain sight at the start of the next stage, and the fifth one is right here. Last one is at the end of the stage. Second level, we have to punch this plum down here. So we can use this ring to get up to our first cage. Walk along this thing right here, and it'll make the second cage appear on the floor. Now for the third cage, we're going to go back up, and want to go down here to the lower right corner where our third cage is. Fourth cage is up here, and our fifth cage is at the end of this. Then in the next stage, just watch out while you're flying and you'll find it. Next level, we find two cages above each other in the first stage. Second stage, you want to punch this plum into the water and keep following it. And if you do, a cage will fall down from the sky. Keep going and punch this plum into the water because you are going to need it as a platform. Because when you punch this next plum down, you want to punch it into the water so you can use it to reach the next cage. Fifth cage, you want to climb this vine in the next stage, jump down. And for the sixth cage, you want to find a lily pad while you are bouncing down on the plum here. Now, it takes a little while, but there's the sixth cage. Next level, first stage, right at the beginning, there's your first cage. Second cage is at the checkpoint. And then for the third one, you want to go up here to the upper path. I don't think we've seen it yet, because I didn't bother going there because, well, we couldn't get the cage, but now that we can grapple onto these, we can reach our third cage at the end here. Then in the next stage, just go up there and you'll get your cage. Next cage is at the checkpoint, and the last cage is all the way here at the end of the level. We want to punch this plum up the hill, back down into the water, so we can get it. On to World 2, you want to go down here. This cage kind of takes a while to get. When you get some speed, go all the way to the left side again. And if we follow along this cloud, a cage will appear over there. Now to get to that cage, you actually want to go back here and make speed again so you can get back to the left side. Because you can't jump through there, you can try, but it's solid. You can jump through here though, go back to the start of the level and get it. Second cage is in the next stage of the level, just go to the end of it. Jump over the exit to make the cloud appear. And we can follow this cloud along. And eventually it'll lead us to a cage. Next stage, just go down here where the cloud goes up and down onto these spinning balls here. Follow them all the way down to our next cage. Next stage of the level. You want to follow along here, grab this ring, and grab our next cage. Next stage, you want to go to the halfway point and turn small. And we haven't seen this part of the level yet. You don't have to go down here, you're supposed to go up. But I figured I'd show this since I haven't shown it yet. This is probably the cage that's gonna take you the longest to get. It's one of the most annoying cages in the game in my opinion, because you have to go so far out of your way for this one. And when you reach the end of this path, you will be back at the start of the stage. Now you can fall back down as Little Rayman, and you'll be able to go to the left side here and go through here. And if we follow this cloud along, and if you can stay on the cloud, unlike me, you can follow this cloud up, and eventually this is going to lead you to your next cage. Last cage is at the end of this stage. Just jump over the exit sign, fall down, follow along the path, and you'll find it. Next level, you want to go to this point where you see this thing sticking out, grab the cage. Now you want to go back, and you want to make sure you make enough speed, skip the cage you see, and go up there because you need the speed to get that cage. Then go back down to get the cage that we skipped. Next stage, we want to go to the sucking trumpets. That's the best way to describe them. We can jump and grab that cage. Next stage, jump on the first bongo there and the cage will appear up there. And after the checkpoint, this thing will appear and we will be able to jump onto it, hopefully. And this will lead us to the last cage of the level. Next level, jump on the first bongo guy, which will make a cage appear at the start. Make it to this bongo guy, run, and jump to the next cage. When you see the clouds, just jump to the next cage. This cage will just fall down from the sky, and these last two cages are in plain sight, so no problem there. Last level, you want to go up here all the way on the right side, and you'll see it right there. Right here, you want to get to where the power-up is, and go back. Then make sure you get enough speed when you go down here. Jump up, and if you get high enough, you will be able to make these spinning balls appear, and hopefully you'll do better than me and grab that cage. Then the segment where you get small, follow along the clouds for the next cage. Then when you get to the clouds, plain sight, not that hard. When you get to the exit, follow the rings up, and it'll lead you to the last cage of the stage, the level. Next world, first level, first stage. You want to follow along the path that you can get to from if you go behind the entrance, and we can get our first 3 cages this way. 4th cage if you fall down here. 5th cage is kind of hard to get. You want to grab that ring, and you have to be at the exact right spot to be able to grab that, so might take some practice. Took me a while to get. And then the last cage, you want to go down here, jump to where what is presumably death, but actually it's a cloud that'll lead you to the next cage. Next level, first stage, you want to go below here and grab your first cage. Next stage, you want to go over to the little power-up and make the cloud appear so you can reach the next cage, which will be over here for you. Next cage, same stage where these clouds are going up. You can reach it if you use that one. In the next stage, we can go up this hill, and where you saw that power-up, just walk along there, and the cage will appear if you backtrack a little bit. Next one we can find if we go over here. It's kind of hard to see. This is actually the segment where you use the bouncing clouds to go up. Now at the end of this stage, fall down and you'll see a cage appear. You want to get the power up, so this cloud here appears. You kill the guy, use this platform to get the last cage. Last level, right below the checkpoint there, and then yeah, it's going by a little too fast here. But you can see we've seen all of these areas, so you probably kind of know where they are. Second to last cage here at the checkpoint, and our very last one. Where you see this little thing here when you're sliding down, grab it, and that is the last cage. Thank you all for watching. In the next episode, we will move on to the next world of the game.